No one can stand him. House GOP looking to oust Matt Gaetz. Yeah, they're talking about Matt Gaetz, that nobody can stand him. I wonder why. So look, there may be a lot of conservatives out there that, including Trump, I don't know, that would disagree with what Matt Gaetz did. But, here's my argument, is if you keep doing the same thing over and over again, you keep getting the damn same result, okay? So everyone wants to say, well, you have to make deals, you have to negotiate. Yeah, I get it. But when you're dealing with the fact that McCarthy was giving more to the Democrats to keep the government open than to his own party that he's the leader of because he's the speaker, then there's a problem with that. There is. And let me show you this other article. Majority of Freedom Caucus opposes Matt Gaetz' motion to oust Speaker. Yeah, why? Why? Why do you want to keep a speaker that aligns more with the Democrats? I've watched this for like decades and decades. It's the same. Like, it doesn't even matter if you win one of the houses, because then whoever's leading it up, or the majority of the Republicans, just bend to the Democrats. So what I really want to know is who's these people in this Freedom Caucus. I saw somebody post, I think it was one of the House members, who said McCarthy was more conservative, the most conservative we've had so far. Really? Yeah, well, if you want to line him up next to Pelosi. His hard line to keep the government open should have been the border. He gave everything to the Democrats. That's the reason why I read all their statements the other day, how happy they are. They're getting exactly what they want. I agree. Even if Trump disagrees, I've many times I've disagreed with Trump. And then I see how Mark Levin and a bunch of people on the news are trying to go after Matt Gaetz, how nobody likes him. Yeah, well, if they don't like him, and it's true, because what I didn't say the other day, and I meant to, is there's a Stephanie Bice, Republican, I forget what state, in the House. I believe she's, in the House. And then there was another one, Steve Womack, also Republican, that when the day that they were doing the vote on keeping the government open, he had raised his hand, and Steve Womack and both Stephanie Bice didn't even let him say anything, and Steve Womack slammed the gavel down. Done. Was already done. So yeah, why do they hate him? Is it maybe because he's a conservative? Why is Mark Levin going after him? Yeah, maybe I'm wrong, but I've watched this this shit show, them do this stuff over and over again. I agree with Matt Gaetz. Okay, I understand the whole we have to negotiate with the other side, okay? But you don't just give in to everything they want. You don't sacrifice the border for it. All right? I mean, fine if McCarthy wants to claim he's truly a conservative, then he doesn't have any backbone, okay? That's always, I mean, even if you want to put the whole Republican and name only thing aside, okay? But that's what they are, as rhinos. Even if you want to put that aside and just say, well, they're just trying to come to the middle. They come to the middle against the most important things that values and sacrifice the most important values the Conservative Party has. So when they're the leader of the House, that's kind of a problem. And I don't think it's fair. I think this is, this is like a total hit job they're doing on him. Especially when the media is getting involved in it. The media. Mark Levin seems to have, really a problem with Matt Gaetz. Yeah, why, Mark? Yeah, I know that Trump always puts you up on some pedestal. I get it, but whatever. Yeah, I don't always agree with Trump. So, Trump would probably say, no, we shouldn't have ousted McCarthy. But, it's just one of the people of America. Not that I matter, but... I disagree. I do. I think people, at least if you're somebody that's watched this shit show for so long, and I don't just mean in the last several years. I mean for a couple decades. You're tired of seeing these people, okay, that speakers that claim they're conservatives, okay, and yet do the shit that they do. Always give more to the Democrats. I mean, in order to get the Democrats to start coming to our side a little, or actually crossing the aisle at all, okay? And for those that want to make the argument, well, Manchin, he's a moderate. That's pretty much it. And maybe what's her name? Gillibrand. Some people like to say she's moderate. Hardly ever, because they don't have to be. But it's more on our side, this constant bending. So in order for the Democrats to realize, no, if you want to get something passed and done, you're going to have to meet us halfway too. Then I think that what Matt Gaetz did was right. Why continue the circus show? I would have rather, I don't know why they hate him so much. All it tells me is that whoever these people are in this Freedom Caucus, my guess is they're the same people that wouldn't let him speak. And he's in their party, wouldn't let him speak and slam the gavel down. That makes me think he's actually the one that's the true conservative, and that's how many. Because definitely Stephanie Bice and Steve Womack, those are rhinos in my opinion. Why would they silence him and not let him speak? Because the article said they're allies of McCarthy's. I wonder why I wonder why Mark Levin doesn't see it that way. Yeah, I really do. Since he's such a conservative. Really? We have a completely illegitimate government. And Matt Gaetz did the right thing, in my opinion. And I don't care who disagrees with that, whether it's Trump, whether whoever it is. He took a stand in a house where everybody seems to hate him. I wonder why. Is it maybe because he's actually the true conservative and the rest are nothing but rhinos and people that are just playing the people along with the media? Mark Levin. I don't know. You can't even tell anymore who's really the trustworthy people. I mean, Mark Levin, there's a lot of things he says I agree with, okay, but he seems really, hot-headed about Matt Gaetz. So that, and given that the Freedom Caucus, most of them don't like Matt Gaetz, and given what I read a couple days ago after that vote to keep the government open, how they didn't let him speak, and they're Republicans, that's Stephanie Bice and Steve Womack, then all I can think is, why? Why? I mean, his point is valid. It's absolutely valid. McCarthy made a deal more for the Democrats than he did the Republicans. He said it best yesterday when he was asked about putting up the vote to oust him. He said when you're the leader of our party and you've aligned more with the Democrats and their deals than the conservatives, then that's a problem. But of course, the Freedom Caucus, I guess they would disagree, so they must align more with the Democrat Party too, huh? Maybe Mark Levin does too. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just an everyday citizen, but this is my opinion. Matt Gaetz did the right thing. Keep doing the same thing over and over again, getting different result with all of these Republicans, then you get nowhere except more Democrat policies.